DSE assessments are required by law thanks to a short set of regulations called the Health and Safety Display Screen Equipment Regulations. These regulations lay out some key requirements for employers surrounding the use of DSE, one of which is the need to carry out a suitable and sufficient assessment of workstations used in the workplace. 1. Every employer shall perform a suitable and sufficient analysis of those workstations which, A, regardless of who has provided them, are used for the purposes of his undertaking by users, or B, have been provided by him and are used for the purposes of his undertaking by operators, for the purpose of assessing the health and safety risks to which those persons are exposed in consequence of that use. The Health and Safety Display Screen Equipment Regulations, 1992, Analysis of Workstations. Any workstation used by your business, regardless of who provides it, should be assessed. So DSE requirements apply to co-working spaces, remote working, temporary workplaces, and your own offices. Your DSE assessment should not just be considered a tick box exercise to comply with legal requirements. A thorough assessment can help combat ill health and therefore improve health and productivity in the workforce. Like with any risk assessment, you should assess the task or activity before it starts. A DSE user is any employee who habitually uses display screen equipment within their work. This doesn't just apply to people that work on computers full-time, but to anyone who regularly uses DSE. This would usually be someone who uses the DSE daily for an hour or more at a time. User means an employee who habitually uses display screen equipment as a significant part of his normal work. The Health and Safety Display Screen Equipment Regulations, 1992. Citation, Commencement, Interpretation, and Application. The Health and Safety Display Screen Equipment Regulations apply to workers who use DSE daily for continuous periods of an hour or more. We describe these workers as DSE users, HSE working safely with display screen equipment. To protect the health of the people that fall into this classification as DSE users, you should do a DSE assessment. Problems are often caused by the way we use DSE, not the DSE itself. A screen won't give you back pain, but the way you sit at it could. Computer workstations or equipment can be associated with neck, shoulder, back, or arm pain, as well as with fatigue and eye strain. It's not just the display screen that needs to be assessed. Everything involved with the use of the equipment should be considered. Screen keyboards, mouse trackballs, software, furniture, environment, DSE assessment should look at the whole workstation. The workstation includes the display screen equipment, the keyboard, the mouse, and even the furniture such as the desk and chair. Can the monitor height be adjusted to the right level? Can the chair be moved into a comfortable position? Does the user know how to make adjustments? The assessment should also encompass the general environment and includes lighting, reflections, glare, temperature, humidity, and noise. All of these elements can impact how the equipment is used and the risks to. The regulations tell you to do a DSE assessment and also to review them. You should review your DSE assessment if it is no longer valid, there has been a significant change. 2. Any assessment made by an employer in pursuance of paragraph 1 shall be reviewed by him if A, there is reason to suspect that it is no longer valid, or B, there has been a significant change in the matters to which it relates. And whereas a result of any such review, changes to an assessment are required, the employer concerned shall make them. The Health and a DSE assessment might become invalid if the law changes, it expires, or something indicates that it wasn't sufficient. For example, users are reporting problems. If the equipment, the law, or the user changes, then a review is needed to assess how the changes impact the risk or the controls used. You only need to update the DSE assessment if your review determines that changes are needed. For example, if you found that the existing chair isn't suitable or the computer was positioned incorrectly.